guys, today we'll be reading The Sleepover. I hope you enjoyed the story. But before we read the book, I'll give you 5 seconds to subscribe and like and hit the bell button. Okay? Ready, set, go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, did you do it? That's great. Let's get started. The Sleepover. Wow, lots of pages. Chapter 1. Johnny wanted to have a sleepover. He dreamt of midnight feasts and spooky stories. He wanted lots of whispering in the dark, and in the morning, Johnny wanted to have pancakes in his pajamas. Look at all this food. I bet that'll be a very good midnight feast. There's sandwiches, cupcakes, candy, jelly, hamburgers, pizza, and another muffin. Is it cupcake or muffin? I don't know. And I wonder what those, raisins? I don't know. And spooky stories. Oh, his friends look a bit frightened. Maybe Johnny feels a bit brave, and I wonder what spooky stories he's telling. And ooh, those pancakes look delish with honey, going down. Do you like pancakes with honey? Yeah, I bet you do. You must be so lucky if you have them every breakfast. You can't have a sleepover, said Johnny's big sister Camilla. You'll get scared, Mom agreed. I don't think you are big enough yet, she told Johnny. What if I have to come and get you in the middle of the night? Even Johnny had his own what-ifs about sleepovers. What if his friend Kush didn't sleep with the light on? What if Kristen had boogies in his bathtub? What if Johnny lay there in a strange room, in a strange house, and wishing to come home? He got scared just thinking about how scary that would be. Oh, it doesn't look like it has there's no light, but I think it does have no light. And look at Johnny scared in the dark. And yuck, there's boogers. So yucky. I would never go in a bathtub as yucky as that. And, well, look at Johnny. The window's open and there is a really strange painting. Doesn't it think it looks like Mona Lisa? You know the Mona Lisa painting, huh? But instead it's a man. And look, the cupboard's open. Why is it open? And I wonder who that woman there in the picture is. And what is that under his bed? Is it a suitcase? A book and lamp? Whoa, there's all sorts of things. Invite a friend round here, Mom suggested. You can have a sleepover in your own room. But all of Johnny's friends had their own what-ifs. No one was brave enough to have the first sleepover. Chapter 2. One night, Johnny lay in the bed listening to Camilla and her friend giggling in the next room next door. Camilla was having a sleepover again. If I was small and my big sister had a sleepover except me, I know that'd be unfair. I would feel just like Johnny. But I can't believe that Johnny could hear that all the way to the next door's house. Camilla and her friend must be very loud. It's not fair, said Johnny aloud. So not fair, agreed a small voice from the darkness. Who's there? Cried Johnny. What if the voice belonged to a ghost about to slither out from under the bed? Or an alien with 20 heads? Or... Up here in the corner, said the voice. A big hairy spider was hanging from the ceiling above Johnny's bed. Whoa, Johnny looks terrified. Is that spider harmless or harmful? He looks a bit friendly. And, is his teddy alive? It looks a bit gasped. Weird. And, there's a dinosaur over there in the corner. Camilla is always having sleepovers, the spider was saying. And I've never even had one. Me neither, said Johnny. That he remembered that he was talking to a big hairy spider. A big hairy spider that could talk. Johnny opened his mouth to scream, but the spider screamed first. Keep quiet, it shouted. Don't come and squish me. As fast as it could, the spider began making its way up to the ceiling. The spider was just as scared as Johnny was, which made Johnny feel a bit braver. Wait, he called. I'm sorry, but are you venomous? No, said the spider. He looked confused. My name is Clark. What I mean is, explained Johnny, do you bite? No, said Clark. Do you? It turned out that Johnny and Clark had been sharing a room for a long time. Johnny realized it was almost like having a sleepover every single night. All that was missing was midnight feasts and spooky stories. Suddenly, Johnny had an idea. But could he really have a sleepover with the spider? Chapter 3. Clark sat on Johnny's bed in his pajamas. The spider liked the idea of a proper sleepover, but he was nervous too. What if Camilla comes in? Clark asked. Last week she tried to stomp on me. Don't worry, she's in her bedroom making evil plans, Johnny told Clark. Every time she had a sleepover, Camilla and her friends would play tricks on Johnny. Once they had even drawn all over Johnny's face with pens, whilst he slept. Well, let's build a tent with my dovet, suggested Johnny. But they didn't need a dovet. Above Johnny's head, Clark began to spin the biggest web Johnny had ever seen. I think Johnny's idea is pretty good. But also, Clark's idea is pretty good. Which one would they decide? I wonder. Let's see the next page and see. Before long, there was a silvery tent hanging down over Johnny's bed. Wow, said Johnny. It was the perfect sleepover hideout. I guess they chose Clark's idea. By the way, Clark's idea was pretty good. Looks a bit spooky. What if Camilla comes in and sees that? Wonder. You can catch flies with it too, Clark told him. Chapter 4. All Johnny had been able to find for their midnight feast was a half-melted chocolate bar. Clark had caught 2 flies. Johnny did not want to hurt Clark's feelings, so he took a fly and rolled it around in the chocolate. He gave it to Clark and made another for himself. 1, 2, 3, go! Yuck! They both gagged at the same time. Clearly, Clark found chocolate as full as Johnny found the fly. If I had a sleepover with the spider, I know I don't want to hurt the spider's feelings, but I would definitely not take a fly and roll it all over my midnight feasts. I would just tell my spider and say, no, thank you, I'll just have the chocolate. Yeah, wonder why Johnny did that. Should have done the same. That was the worst midnight feast in the whole history of sleepovers, cried the spider. Wait until I tell my friends I ate chocolate. But Clark sounded proud. Johnny was proud too, even though there were bits of flies stuck in his teeth. Yeah, I would look very unbelievable. You know, I don't like brushing my teeth, but I think I'll brush my teeth if I had flies in my teeth. It'll be unbelievable, because that's the only way. Camilla had surely never had anything as gross as chocolate-dipped flies at her sleepovers. Chapter 5. It was time for spooky stories. As Clark whispered through the darkness about a pair of giant stinky trainers that went around squishing everybody, Johnny tried hard not to laugh. But Clark couldn't help giggling at Johnny's story about a headless ghost. To a spider, ghosts are funny than knock-knock jokes. Johnny started laughing too, louder than he ever had before. Maybe I can make up with the knock-knock joke. How about an ocean joke? Do you like oceans? Well, I don't think it matches this story, but I'll just go with ocean jokes. What did the wave say to the other wave? Nothing! It just waves! How funny is that, huh? Is it funny? I don't know if you're laughing or not, but I think it's funny, huh? Be quiet, Johnny! Shouted Camilla from down the hall. Some of us are trying to have a sleepover. Johnny wished he could tell Camilla that he was having a sleepover too. In fact, when it came to sleepovers, Johnny and Clark were surely winning. Johnny had never had this much of fun before, but would Camilla be jealous of a sleepover with the spider? Camilla was terrified of spiders. This gave Johnny another idea. His sister wasn't the only one who could make evil plans. Chapter 6. It was pitch black when Johnny and Clark sneaked down the hall and into Camilla's room. But the thing is, didn't it say that Clark said that Camilla was going to squish him and stomp on him? Because if Camilla was scared of spiders, then she would just run away. I wonder. Maybe Camilla changed her mind. I don't know. I'm not sure. Camilla and her friend had fallen asleep in a tangle of dolls and sweet wrappers. Ready? Johnny whispered as he set Clark down on Camilla's desk. Ready, cried Clark with a smile. Johnny flicked on his torch and held it close behind Clark. Camilla and her friend opened their eyes to find the biggest spider they had ever seen projected on the bedroom wall. In his shadow, Clark looked enormous. Whoa. Camilla and her friend looked very horrified, actually. And look at Johnny giggling. Clark looks like he's having fun, too. Spider! Screamed Camilla. Johnny had never seen her look so scared. She and her friend crashed into each other as they leapt from their sleeping bags. I want to go home, Camilla's friend shouted. I want my mommy, cried Camilla. Johnny and Clark raced back to their cobweb tent, giggling. This is the best sleepover ever, Johnny said. All of his what-ifs had disappeared in the excitement. Let's have another sleepover tomorrow, Clark suggested, and invite all our friends. Now I see. When Camilla tried to stomp on Clark because he was small. But since Clark was bigger, Camilla got terrified. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's Johnny and his friends. And whoa, and it's Clark too. Maybe that's the part when yesterday they had a sleepover. Hey, I think Clark invited his friends too. It's him and him. But I thought that was Clark, but it wasn't. Clark's on Johnny's head. And that's the end of the story. The end.